Good morning, I hope everyone's well today. Thank you for watching, it is appreciated as always. I want to talk a bit about the rise in English nationalism I've seen over the past few months and years in our United Kingdom. And I think it's very important that I put my colours on the table, where you can see them behind me as well. I am British, I am Welsh, I am Scottish, I am Irish, I am English, and I'm from Cheshire. All of it's mine. It's a single United Kingdom. That is my view. Your mileage may vary. That doesn't mean that you're wrong. It doesn't mean that I'm right. That's just my cards on the table. So we're all singing from the same hymn sheet when we're watching this video. Now, up until we joined the EU in '73, the United Kingdom was undoubtedly a sovereign nation. However, we only had mass suffrage, as we understand it today, since 1971, so 2 years prior. That's when 18-year-olds were given the vote, and then part of that democratic right that we had in the United Kingdom was siphoned off to Brussels without a referendum. We had a confirmation referendum a few years later, but that's when the rot started, in my particular opinion. The rising of the English in Raise the Colours. Yes, it's not confined to England, but it seems to be more prominent in England than it is in the other home nations, although it is spreading. The reason it's more prominent in England than other parts of this United Kingdom currently is because the English identity has always been suppressed. A lot of people look at identity politics in the UK and the Western world as a fairly modern invention, where you have pieces of legislation like the Equalities Act 2010, which gives certain protections to ethnic minorities and other minorities such as gay people, lesbians, I don't know if you're a librarian maybe, other protected characteristics. What people don't understand or they tend to overlook is the original identity politics that plagued and actually got root and traction in the United Kingdom was the idea that Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland need certain protection from the majority population, which happens to be in England. This creates a mentality, a victimhood complex that was used by the Scottish nationalists to try and break up the United Kingdom, and the original argument for devolution back in the 90s was pretty much the same. And the same with the devolution referendum in the 70s as well. It's the idea that something particular, specific, in Scotland that's different to England, which is why they can say in Scotland, well, I'm Scottish and British, or they can say in Wales, I'm Welsh and British, and there's no contradiction there. Now, me personally, I've always said British, because I was born in '83, I was born in this United Kingdom. Yes, that happened to be in England. It could have just as easily been in Wales or Scotland, and I still would have been a British citizen. This is the difference that I never get drawn into. I never play the petty nationalist card because to me it's very, very, very petty. There's a lot of large YouTubers and large commentators on YouTube that will say, well, I'm English, not British, or they are specific and they say that. Again, identify however which way you want, that's perfectly fine. The point I'm trying to make is the Labour government that ushered in devolution actually fractured what was, up until 1997, a unified voting bloc for all British citizens across the UK. Effectively, they've created a two-tiered society where if you're in the Celtic nations, you get certain advantages. You get your own assembly, and you get the British Parliament as well. This is inherently unfair, and this is what a lot of English people are calling bullshit on. My view is the same. I think devolution should be abolished. A lot of people in England are calling for the United Kingdom to be disbanded. That wouldn't help anybody, especially when there were bigger fish to fry. That's my opinion on the matter. If you look at this, image, this is from the 1966 World Cup, England against Germany. It's not the flag of St. George that the English are flying at Wembley. It's the Union Jack. That's my point. That's the entire point. Up until 1997, that flag represented English, Scots, Welsh, and Northern Ireland. It just did. A lot of people will say that, oh, Damien, Cheshire, Wales isn't on the Union Jack. It is on my Union Jack, by the way. It is on my Union Jack. But the point is, the point still stands. The idea that there's something inherently different, an othering of other people within the country, is something that has been used to pit Welsh against Scottish, Irish against British, against English, and it's been done on purpose because a united house cannot stand. This is the point I'm making, and this is the point I will continue to make, and I will always make. I experienced the ugliness of the Scottish referendum firsthand. I was told that this doesn't apply to me. I'm not Scottish. You live in England. What's this got to do with you? Go away. You're a foreigner. All of these arguments are being used by people that live in England now, the other way, against the Celtic nations to say, well, it doesn't really apply to you because you're, I don't know, X, Y, and Z. I will never play this game. I can acknowledge and I can understand the inherent unfairness of devolution for the English man and woman, and I'll continue to say devolution will be or should be abolished. There's nothing good that a Labour government has ever done, in my opinion, for the British working class, of which I'm a member. I will always support the UK, and nothing will change my mind on that particular point. United we stand, divided we will fall, and I'll continue to make that case. The unhealthy alliance that we have now between the socialists, the champagne socialists, and the Islamists all over the United Kingdom, that alliance will break down in time. The argument I will continue to make is there's far more that unites the natives of the British Isles than can be used to divide us, and that will always remain true in my particular view. My view may be the minority view of these islands. The point that certain scholars make that the British state never cultivated a British nation at home, that the idea of being British was something that either English, Scottish, Welsh, and Northern Ireland exported. So we were British abroad, but we were English, Scottish, Welsh, Irish at home. That may be factually accurate, but it doesn't change the legal reality that 320 years ago or thereabouts, we were signed into a political union, and that political union created a new country, a nation state, that is the United Kingdom. Yes, there were separate jurisdictions. That doesn't make you a separate nation. I appreciate you bringing any comments and thoughts and feelings that you may have on the matter. As I say, all opinions are valid. I'm not here to alienate an audience. I'm here to give my opinion. Let me know, do you think devolution should be abolished? Do you think I'm right that the English identity of the United Kingdom is being asserted currently because it's been beaten down over decades upon decades? The English, or the politicians, always take the minority opinion over the majority opinion. And this was the original form in the UK. I appreciate your time. Have a good day and thank you for watching.